Friends, I am going to continue the lesson, that is the concert wrote by Shanta Rameshwar Rao. So, Smita and her family members, that is her father and her mother, brought her brother Anand to Bombay for treatment in the cancer hospital. So when she was in Bombay, one day what happened? She read from the newspaper that Pandit Ravi Shankar is going to give a musical program in the auditorium known as Shanmukhananda Auditorium. She was very much interested in attending the program of Pandit Ravi Shankar. Even her brother Anant was also very much interested to attend the program. But unfortunately, what happened? Anant was falling sick, so therefore he could not go to the program. So one day what happened? Smita and her father went to the program. Now let us see what happens in the program. So now I am reading 10th paragraph. The next day, as Smita and her father were leaving for the concert, her brother smiled and said, "Enjoy yourself." Though the words came out in painful gasps, "Lucky you." So, Smita and her father were going to attend the program of Pandit Ravi Shankar in Shanmukhananda Auditorium. At that time, Ananta smiled at Smita and told her to enjoy the program, and not only that, he told that she was very lucky. Now, 11th paragraph. Sitting beside her father in the gallery, Smita heard, as in a dream, the thundering welcome the audience gave the great master. Then the first notes came over the air, and Smita felt as if the gates of enchantment and wonder were opening. Spellbound, she listened to the unfolding ragas, the slow plaintive notes, the fast twinkling ones, but all the while the plan she had decided on the evening before remained firmly in her mind. The chance of a lifetime, she heard Anand's voice in every beat of the tabla. The concert came to an end, and the audience gave the artists a standing ovation. A large mustached man made a long, boring speech. Then followed the presentation of bouquets. Then more applause, and the curtain came down. The people began to move towards the exits. Now was the time. Smita wrangled her way through the crowds towards the stage. Then she went up to the steps that led to the wings, her heart beating loudly. In the wings, a small crowd had gathered to talk about evening concert, to help carrying bouquets and teacups and instruments. Now let us see what happened in the auditorium. So they reached the auditorium to attend the program of Pandit Ravi Shankar. Smita sat beside her father, sitting beside her father in the gallery. So, Smita and her father sat in the gallery. Okay, and after sitting there, Smita heard as in a dream, the thundering welcome the audience gave the great master. So, for Smita, it was just like a dream. And in that dream, what she felt was that all the audience gave a thundering welcome to the master, the musician. So her dream came true. Then the first notes came over the air. So the first music notes came over the air. Smita felt as if the gates of enchantment and wonder were opening. So hearing that music, listening that music, Smita felt very happy, and she felt that the gates of wonder and the gates of enchantment were opening for her. So she felt so happy. She was very happy to listen the ragas, to listen the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. Spellbound, she was very excited. She was very excited to listen, the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar. Spellbound, she was overwhelmed. She was very happy. She listened to the unfolding ragas. So she started to listen. She started to listen unfolding ragas that were sung by Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. The slow plaintive notes, the fast tinkling ones, but all the while the plan she had decided on the evening before remained firmly in her mind. So she was listening to the music. While she was listening to the music, she remembered her plan. So what she has to do in the evening after the program was over. So that was there in her mind. The chance of lifetime. She heard Anand's voice in every beat of the tabla. So for Anand and for Smita, attending the program of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji at Shanmukhananda Auditorium was just like a chance of lifetime. They felt like that. So Ananta used this word, chance of lifetime. So Ananta told about this to Smita. Now sitting there in the auditorium, listening to the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, Smita remembered the words of Anand. Not only that, she also felt those words that they were in the notes of the music. In every, she felt the voice of Anand, in every beat of tabla. After that, what happened? The concert was over. After the concert was over, audience gave the artist a standing ovation. So after the program was over, now there was a great applause. And what kind of applause it was? It was a standing ovation. So ovation means enthusiastic clapping by the audience who stand up from their seats as a sign of their appreciation. So all the audience stood and clapped for a long time, and that was nothing but a standing ovation, because all were happy to hear, to listen the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar. So therefore they felt very happy and gave standing ovation. After that, one person who had a long moustache, he made a speech. and that speech was not so pleasant. It was boring. After that followed the presentation of bouquets. So Pandit Ravi Shankar and his team were given bouquets by the people there who arranged that program. Then more applause. After that, people gave a good applause, and the curtain came down. After that, people began to move towards exits. So now people started to go away from the auditorium. After that, what happened? After the program was over, 12th paragraph, in 12th paragraph, now was the time. Now it was Smita's time. Why it was Smita's time? Smita wrinkled her way through the crowds towards the stage. So Smita started to run towards the stage. Here the word is one word, a new word is used, that is wrinkle. So wrinkle means to twist and turn the body or part of it with quick short movements. Just she wrinkled like this and reached the stage. She wanted to go to the stage. Then she went up the steps. Okay, she went up to the steps of the stage. That led the wings. Her heart was beating loudly as she ran fast to reach the stage. Her heart started to beat very fast. And at the stage, some people were gathered. Why some people were gathered at the stage? So they were speaking to Pandit Ravi Shankar ji regarding their evening program. And some people were there to carry the bouquets that were given to them. And some people were there to take away the teacups and instruments. So small crowd was there on the stage. Now Smita ran to the stage. Now 13th paragraph. He was there standing with the man who played the tabla for him. The great wizard of music, Ustad Allah Raka. Her knees felt weak, her tongue dried, but she went up and standing before them, her hands folded. "Oh sir," she burst out. "Yes," he asked her questioningly but kindly, but her story came pouring out. The story of her brother who lay sick at home, and of how he longed to hear him and the Ustad play. "Little girl," said the mustached man who had made a long speech, "Panditji is a busy man. You must not bother him with such a request." But Pandit Ravi Shankar smiled and mentioned him to be quiet. He turned to Ustad Sahib and said, "What shall we do, Ustad Sahib?" The Ustad moved the wad of pan from one cheek to another. "Tomorrow morning we perform for the boy." "Yes," he said. "Yes, Panditji," replied. "It's settled then." It was a very excited Smita who came home late that night. Anant was awake, breathing the oxygen from the cylinder. Did you hear him?" he whispered. "I did," she replied, and spoke to him, "and he will come tomorrow morning with tabla, Ustad, and they play for you." So now what happened? Let us see in 13th and 14th paragraph. So as soon as she reached the stage, there she met one person who was a tabla player, and his name was Ustad Allah Raka. Okay. So Pandit Ravi Shankar was standing there. Along with Pandit Ravi Shankar, this tabla player by name Ustad Raka was also standing there. So he was there standing with the man who played the tabla for him, the great wizard of music. Wizard means a person who is especially good at some art or achievement. So Ustad Allah Raka was good at playing music, particularly playing tabla. So as soon as she reached the stage and met Ustad Allah Raka. Her knees felt weak. She was experiencing that her knees were becoming very weak. Her tongue was drying. Her tongue was drying. But she went up. She went to the stage and standing before them, her hands folded, oh sir, she boasted. So her tongue was drying. She was feeling the experience of weakness in her knees. Though she suffered a lot, though she had that experience, she went and met and folded her hands and started to cry. She started to burst out. Okay, she was very emotional when she saw both the people, namely Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka. Now the man asked her, why did she come? Yes, he asked her questioningly but kindly. The person asked her, Smita, why she had come there. Then her story came pouring out, the story of her brother who lay sick at home and of how he longed to hear him and the Ustad play. So, when the person asked her why she had come there, now Smita told her story. Rather, it was not a story, but it was a sad story because her brother who was suffering from cancer was interested. Okay, he was excited to listen to the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar, but unfortunately, as he was suffering from cancer, he could not come to attend the program. So she told all the story of her brother, how much interest he had, and as he was longing to hear the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji as well as the play of Ustad. So she narrated entire story of her brother. Now the mustached man is speaking to the girl, little girl Smita. Little girl, said the mustached man who had made a long speech. That mustached man told Smita that Pandit ji is very busy. He is very busy and you must not bother him with such a requests. He told that Smita, that is people, Pandit Ravi Shankar is very busy and people should not disturb him by telling such stories and by making such requests. But Pandit Ravi Shankar smiled and mentioned him to be quiet. So as he was standing there himself, Pandit Ravi Shankar, so he asked the mustached man to keep quiet, okay, and turned towards Ustad Sahib and said, what shall we do, Ustad Sahib? So Pandit Ravi Shankar asked the mustached man to keep quiet and turned towards Ustad, okay, Allah Raka, and asked what shall we do. At that time, Ustad replied that let us perform for the boy tomorrow. So now both of them, Pandit Ravi Shankar as well as Ustad Allah Raka, agreed to play music, to perform music for the boy tomorrow, that is next day, at the house of Anand. So they were agreed to solve the problem of the girl. And after that, Smita was very excited. She came home late night that day and Anant was awake. He didn't sleep, breathing oxygen from the cylinder. So as soon as he saw Smita, he asked her, did you hear? Did you hear? Okay, Anant asked Smita, did she hear the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar? He repeated the same question. For that, Smita gave answer, yes, she has attended the program. It was nice, wonderful and fantastic. And not only that, she told her brother Anant that tomorrow, that means next day, both the musicians, that is Pandit Ravi Shankar as well as Ustad Allah Raka, were coming to their house to play the music, to perform the music. Okay, so to perform music for him. So this was very happy for both Smita and Anant. Now 15th paragraph. And the following morning, Aunt Shushila's neighbors saw two men getting out of a taxi which pulled up outside their block. They could not believe their eyes. It is not possible, they said. So, the next morning, what happened? The neighbors of Shushila aunt, okay, they were excited to see two men getting out of a taxi. They could not believe their eyes that both Ustad Allah Raka and Pandit Ravi Shankar have come to the house of Anand. So they felt that it was not possible. It was not possible, but it was true. It was true that both the people, great musicians, came to the house of Anand because they promised Smita that they are going to play music for Anand next day. So therefore, they had come to the house of Anand. Now, 16th paragraph. Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka went up the wooden staircase and knocked softly on the door of Aunt Shushila's apartment. So after getting down from the taxi, they went up to the apartment, both of them, Ustad Allah Raka as well as Ravi Shankar, Pandit Ravi Shankar. Okay, they went up to the apartment, okay, and knocked the door so softly. And after that, what happened? They went inside the house. They sat down on the divan by the window. So by the side of window on divan, they sat. Both of them sat and played the music. Played the music for the boy. So after hearing the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar as well as Ustad Allah Raka, okay, the entire atmosphere was filled with beautiful happiness. Okay, beautiful happiness. So the entire house was filled with happiness, that too beautiful happiness. So now what happened? The boy Anant was able to fulfill his dream. So how he was able to fulfill his dream? It's because of these two people only. These two people they came to perform for Anant. In this way, the dream of chance of lifetime of Anant was fulfilled by both the musicians. So as he was listening to the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar as well as Ustad Allah Raka, okay, so as he was filled with very happiness, so gradually what happened? Life went out of him gently, very gently. So the boy was hearing to the music. So slowly what happened? He lost his life. So in this way, what happened? Anant was able to hear the music of Ustad Allah Raka as well as Pandit Ravi Shankar. Okay, so the boy was very eager to listen to the music. After listening to the music, while listening to the music, he closed his eyes. That means he passed away, he died. Okay, in this way, Smita played a very important role, being the sister of Anant, to make her son, her brother Anant, hear the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar. So finally, what happened? Smita, it's because of Smita's effort, Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Raka visited the apartment of Anant and they played for Anant, who was a boy of 15 years old and who had a dream of hearing the music of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. So It's because of Smita only both the musicians came and played for Anant. And Anant, okay, he felt very happy, and while listening to the music, he lost his life. His breath is lost. So now let us have a small discussion. What is the discussion? Who is great? Whether Smita is great or both the musicians are great. If I want to say both of them are great, because if Smita wouldn't have made this plan, if Smita wouldn't have made this effort, put this effort, definitely Allah Raka and Pandit Ravi Shankar ji wouldn't have come to the house of Anant, and they wouldn't have fulfilled the desire of Anant. So therefore, in that way Smita is great. Now coming to both the musicians, Pandit Ravi Shankar ji and Ustad Allah Raka, though both of them were very busy and great performers, they made time, okay, they made their time to play for Anant. So why did they made their time to play for Anant? Because they understood the condition of Anant, not only the condition of Anant, even the desire of Anant, and they came to know that he was about to die, okay, due to cancer problem. So therefore they made up their mind and took right decision to fulfill the desire of the boy Anant. Okay, so in this way, though both the musicians were very busy and both the musicians are great musicians, so they spared their time for a small boy who was a boy of 15 years old. So in order to fulfill his desire, okay, both musicians came to the house of Anant. Okay, in this way, both the musicians are great. Okay, so on one hand, we can see the role of Smita, and on the other hand, we can see the role of both the musicians. So both are very great. Smita is also very great because she felt that it was her responsibility to fulfill her brother's desire, and therefore she made up her mind and went to both the musicians and spoke to them and told, narrated her brother's story, and thereby she brought both the musician to her house. So in this way, Smita, being a sister, made followed her responsibilities and created happiness to Anant at the time of his at the time of that music which was played by both the personalities, musicians, namely Ustad Allah Raka as well as Pandit Ravi Shankar. So now coming to these two people, great personalities, musicians, they also focused, they also felt that it was their responsibility to fulfill the desire of a young boy, and moreover that young boy was interested in learning sitar. So therefore they felt that it was their responsibility to play music for that boy who was going to die due to cancer, and therefore they came to Anant's house. So in this way, children, so wherever it is possible, how much it is possible, so we have to help others, and we should feel it is our responsibility to help others. So we should feel that it is a responsibility in helping others. So in this way, if we lead such a life, definitely we are going to lead a very good life, happy life, contented life, and not only that, being a family member, we should take care of others who are there in our family. So this is all about the lesson, the concern where sister played a very important role in fulfilling the desire of Anant. Okay, children, so this is all about the lesson, the concert. Okay, I hope that you understood the lesson, and I thank all of you for listening to me. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.